Hi, I'm Radical Coder. This is Umbreon. And real quick, before we dive in, if you want to make sure this little dude stays fed and warm, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments what I got right, what I got wrong, or what you want to argue about. Let's go. I'd be happy to help you, JB, and anyone else who wants to, learn or get better at programming in general. I'm probably I would frankly, I think I'm one of the best programming teachers in the world. I know that's a high bar, but I've been doing this for a long time. I'm very good at communicating, especially programming ideas. And I mean, obviously, I do a lot of political communication as well, but it's because I have a strong background in facts and reason and logic through programming and mathematics and stuff like this. I mean, I'm happy to teach anyone. That's kind of part of what my niche on my channel is, doing some weird combination of programming and politics and triggering little leprechauns like Teriyaki here.
What are the three laws of logic, Ryan?
Well, I can't recite them, but I know how to use them.
Okay.
Exactly. And there's not just three.
But you're the logical rational coder.
Frameworks for manipulating.
You're the logical rational coder, but you don't understand what the three laws of logic are.
Well, I didn't say. I actually explicitly said I do understand them. I just can't recite them. That's just not how my brain works. But,
okay.
I mean, if you want to pull up the three, I can explain them better than you could. I guarantee. If we pulled them up.
Right. Yeah. Pull them up.
Is that what you want to do? Is that what you want to spend the last 3 minutes here?
Yeah. Give us a lesson. Give us a lesson. Show us where the teaching skills are at. Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I got you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know there are three laws and I know kind of what they are, but I just had to look them up myself to make sure. Yeah, I knew exactly what they were. I just didn't know that was the name of them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so there's the law of identity, law of non-contradiction, and the law of excluded middle. So you want me to walk through each of these?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So for law of identity, it's basically saying that if P, then P is true, right? It's just something is true.
P is in urine
because it's true. Okay, well, that's not what I mean, right?
What do you mean P is P? What are we talking about?
Oh, so,
remember, Ryan, I'm not the logical one. You're the logical coder.
Fair enough. Yeah. So you're not familiar with formal logic. So my apologies. But when we in formal logic, we use phrases like if P then Q. Have you heard this before, Teriyaki?
No, I'm a retard.
Okay. Well, that's fine. So when people referring to formal logic, they use letters P and Q to represent claims. And they're saying, and so for example, you might say if P, or if it's going to rain tomorrow, then Q, the ground will be wet tomorrow, right? So P is it's going to rain tomorrow. Q is
why
the ground will be
why
wet
we using?
tomorrow.
Can we use X and Y? Why is it P and Q?
I imagine there's some sort of. I actually don't know. I think it might be a Latin root, but I don't know the specific reasoning that we use P and Q. It's just kind of a formal convention. You could use X and Y, absolutely.
Okay, so then what does identity mean?
So identity means that something is just axiomatically true, basically, is the argument. So a thing is identical to itself. This cube is in a solved state, and if I don't do anything, it will remain in that solved state. There's no change happening. It's just staying in a static state. I mean, I guess I'm rotating it, so you could argue that it's in a different 3D position. In 3D space, but it's staying in the same in terms of its color makeup right now. In terms of the structure of the cube, I'm not changing it, right? So with respect to those specific dimensions, I'm not changing it. Now, if I turn it, it is now in a new state, right? So I've now changed its state. Does that make sense? So if I go back, it is no longer, or it's back in its original state. It's where we started, the identity, but this is a different identity. Follow?
Yeah, so again, what does the law of identity mean?
Law of identity means that if I don't make any of those changes, then this cube stays in that state, basically. If I do, now it is no longer in that state. So so the second law is the law of non-contradiction. So basically that it cannot be A and not A at the same time. So if we can't say that a cube is in this state and not this state at the same time. So, but it can't be in this state and this state, for example, at the same time, right? It can't be in both. So, it's going to be in one or the other.
We failed even on the first law, and then you went into the second law there.
How did we fail?
Yeah, so when we're talking about the law of identity, it means that we have these entities that we can identify with certain characteristics. So, for example, that that object that you picked up and you display on screen, we can identify that as a cube. It can rotate. It has all these colors on it. We can list off the different colors. We can list off the size, the certain dimensions of it. We can put all these characteristics together, and then we can identify this cube as Ryan's cube, for example.
Okay, so I think I get what
that's the
I
first
see what you're
law.
getting at.
And
You're getting it. There
yeah.
are. It's so we're not saying
Yeah.
when we talk about the identity, we're not saying that
Mhm.
it's an exhaustive list of all possible descriptions of the cube, which is why I brought up that it's like moving around in 3D space. But I'm not actually changing the identity with respect to the state of the cube. Like we can expand what we mean by state of the cube to be its location in 3D space as well. So I'm now moving it in 3D space. But if we're just isolating the variables to the structure of the cube at any given state, like in terms of like the axes being turned, then we can say the identity is that it is in one spot right now, and it can't be in two spots. Even if we expand it, right, it can't be in this spot and in this spot, and that again demonstrates the law of non-contradiction. It can't be in both states at once, right?
Yeah, but again, like a roundabout way of trying to demonstrate with states. Don't know why you're talking about states.
Well, I'll explain. So the third law of logic is the law of excluded middle, which means that it can't, like, we're basically describing that there's nothing, the cube can either be in this state or this state. There's no in between, really. Like it can't, I'm sorry. We can say it's either in this state or not in this state. So like I can either say the cube is solved or not solved, right? But there's no, like, it's not, even if I turn this, like, so it's kind of like half turned, it's still not real, it's not solved. So it's still not in the solved state, but it can either be in the solved state or it can not be in the solved state, right? It can either be right here or it can be not right there, right? It's now not in the spot that it was. So it can't be partially in this spot. It can't like be half in this. I mean, it can be, but it's just in a different spot now, right? Like it is now moving into.
You're prattling.
I'm not prattling. I'm actually explaining quite coherently how the three laws of logic work.
Yeah, he's explaining it pretty well.
Doesn't mean he's not fucking prattling.
Yeah, prattling.
Okay. Well, I thought it was a fun lesson, but like I said, yeah, I'm gonna bounce. But thanks for. I hope you don't mind. I'm definitely gonna snag this clip at least because that's a pretty useful like 10 minutes I just made.
Don't forget the intro part where you didn't know the laws. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've said this many times on stream or on like various platforms that like I can't recite that. I mean, I probably will be able to now that I've like walked through this explanation, because again, like I use these laws like daily, like in my work. I always have. I mean, ever since I was a kid and was a really big fan of math, I was using these laws without even thinking about it. So that's why it's probably so easy for me to kind of walk through them right now, even though I couldn't recite them off the top of my head. But in the future, I think I'll be able to. So anyway, it's been a pleasure. Good talking, guys. Like I said, JB, I would love to teach you some JavaScript. It's one of my favorite things to teach. It's a lot of fun. So I'll talk to you all soon.
Take it easy, Rod.
It was you at the club, miss your touch. Go again, baby, what's up? Nothing feels right, so let's mess up everything.